Now, would you be in agreement that you should not hit this stick as you swing through?
Should not, no.
Okay, well, here we go. Anybody want to take a $5 bet right now to see if he doesn't hit that stick? All right, let's see it.
Same thing?
Yep.
There it is.
All right, hello Newcastle County golfers. My name's Deshaun. I'm the founder of the Newcastle County Golf Report, and in this video I got a lesson with Michael Tobiason Jr., the head pro at Deerfield Golf Club right here in Newark, Delaware. If you didn't know, Michael is a Wilmington native, a two-time Ping All-American, competed on the Golf Channel show Big Break, and was also a contestant in the 2011 US Open at Congressional Country Club. He is a stick and an awesome guy. Today we got a chance to work on my club path, and he showed me two drills that you guys are going to want to stick around and see. They definitely can help you if you have a struggle with a little bit of an over-the-top swing like myself. So stick around, check it out. This is the first video I'm doing for the Newcastle County Golf Report, so please go easy on me. But that's what this channel is all about, highlighting local golf figures around our community right here in Newcastle County. So if you like it, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the report also, the newsletter that drops every Tuesday at 7 a.m. We cover all the course intel, local news, anything happening in Newcastle County golf that you'll want to know before you book. So without further ado, let's get to the video and my lesson with Michael Tobiason Jr.
All right, I think we're live.
Perfect.
Cool. You can talk to me like your brother, man, or
Oh, I will.
however you want. Be yourself, please. Yeah, of course. You said 8.
Yeah, we're gonna start with 8 iron here. Now, what I'm gonna do here? Ooh, I love this nice little way in the center of the club face, but just to see where we're hitting on the face itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, it's gonna be over there.
A little heely.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go over that. Why it's a little heely. Let's go towards the orange flag. That'll be our target line. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to watch a little bit, get familiar with your golf swing, and let's just go over some of the misses when we hit them, what's causing them. Yeah. Okay, so great contact. When we look at the shot, because how I'm going to teach you is all based upon that ball flight, right?
Yes.
Because that's the only thing you can go off of is the ball flight when you're swinging. So right there, how many yards left was that shot compared to your target?
20 yards.
About 20 yards. Okay. So we get back to this. Now I'm going to test you a little bit also. So two things impact the golf ball, make the golf ball go in the direction it goes. Do you know what those two things are?
Path and face.
Yeah, two things.
Yeah.
Those are the two things you're trying to control in the golf swing. So we understand this. Face controls spin. Anytime you see the ball turning, that's face related. When the ball starts right or left, that's more of the path you're swinging on. Okay. Now, if it gets to the extreme with the face is extremely closed or open, then your path can't compensate for it. So, you know, if your club face is dead closed, it's going to start left, okay? Or if it's wide open, it's going to start right. So basically, once again, face controls turn, path controls the initial start line, unless the face is really far off, okay? So that first one was 20 yards left of your target. I know you're not going to do it again, though.
Oh, maybe.
All right, a little better. Still about 15 yards left. But still good contact, though. And great golf swing for just starting.
Thank you.
Really
I've been working on it
really
really hard, man. Really hard.
Now I'm going to put a couple on video just so we'll be able to slow it down and take a look. There we go. Okay. All right.
That's better. What I've seen to be the reason I pull it is my shoulders get open so quick. So if I stay looking back here, I can keep the line a little better.
Very good. So, you know, once again, we're trying to get the body and arms to work together in the golf swing. Okay. So most people, what happens when they come over the top, unfortunately, when they get to the top of their backswing, the first thing that leads is their shoulders that go. Yeah. Once your shoulders go and they initiate, your hands go out. Once your hands go out, the path becomes left. Okay. So basically, you want to get to the top. That first move, we always want to feel like you're throwing a ball or swinging a baseball bat. When I throw a ball, the first thing that's going is that lower body, right? It's not my shoulders that are going. Yeah. But in golf, we do have to get those hands to drop. That's the first thing that has to happen before we allow those shoulders to go through. So you are correct. Usually when people come over the top, shoulders are leading the downswing. Once that occurs, path goes left. Now the ball is going to start left of your target. Yeah, but that's a good observation you have.
Thanks, man.
That's what we like.
There's a fade.
Now, and here's the thing about golf is what's your ideal ball flight? Do you want to hit it straight? Do you want to hit a fade? Do you want to hit a draw? That's the
so
second
after
question.
the first 2 years of just hooking it all over the place, I was chasing a fade for so
Yep.
long, but now I'm falling back in love with the draw, and I love to stick with that because that's just my natural pattern.
Yeah, and you know, a draw is going to get a little bit more distance, which is nice. And there's no right or wrong way here,
Yeah.
right? What I like to tell people, try to hit it relatively straight. That means
Mhm.
if it's drawing 2 yards, who cares? You're only basically 6 feet from the pin anyway. Or if it cuts 2 yards, you're pretty good. But it is nice to have that consistent shot that we want to hit over and over again. So
Mhm.
if you want to hit that draw, then we got to make sure that path is a little in to out,
Mhm.
right? And the face is starting to turn over a little bit. But in your case, we got to make sure you're not getting flippy with it at the bottom.
Yeah.
So my goal is to show you, if you do get flippy, why do you get flippy, and making sure that it's not your path that's causing the golf ball to go left for you. All
Gotcha.
right, let's do another one more. Then we're going to break it down.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
Good. So I got that one on film so we can see what causes that little pool right there.
Mhm.
But let's do this. We got to do it in the shade. So we're going to go step in my office in the
Sure.
golf cart and go take a look. So
Let me grab
bring
this.
that with us. So when we take a look here, all right, we're going to go back to both of our setups and postures. So you can see there's a lot of similarities, okay, between us both. All right, get out of this. Now, as you can see, a lot of similarities in the posture and setup. I just have a little bit more space between the club and me, but all in all, really good job. If you watch me real quick, you can see I do take the club a little bit inside as I go back, just like you. All right, see how the club's just a little bit inside? Now, the whole club doesn't go under the line.
Yeah.
All right, it's really just the club head, but I do get the club parallel to that line, okay? Now, the difference between me and you is, once again, when I go to the top, I'm not taking the club past parallel, but when I come down, see how close that club is to that line, and I'm right on that swing plane. When we look at yours, as we said, just a little inside. You've worked on it. It is better. It could be a little better.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be picky here. All right. There's no such thing as a perfect swing. There's just certain fundamentals you want to follow, right? So we go to the top here, little past, but right there. All right.
Wow.
So once again, we want to try to get those hands
20 degrees, like 15 degrees there, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is going to cause you to have certain type of shots, right? So you know, this is where the pulls are coming from. The hands are working out away from your body. When they work out away from your body,
That makes sense.
you're going to tend to swing the club a little bit.
That's why I've gotten away from a draw, because I know I'm gonna get it real left.
Yeah, and here's the other aspect to it. So if you look, the golf swing sits on about a 45-degree angle. So it's right between chopping wood and swinging a baseball bat. Okay. Now understand, the steeper you get that shaft, the more it becomes a chopping motion. And when you chop something, there's no hand rotation. Okay. Now, when you get the club too flat, like a baseball swing, there's lots of hand rotation. So a person that tends to swing it flat tends to have a lot of hand rotation because that flatness of the swing allows the hands to turn over a lot. When you tend to get the club head steep, the club face tends to stay open because the hands can't turn over in time.
Sense.
So like I said, it's not something that's hard to fix. It's going to take a little practice. But your goal, we were talking about that ball flight, is basically you don't want to see any golf ball start left of your target.
Yeah.
If you see a ball start left of your target, you know your path is still a little bit left. Okay. So as we keep going with this and we come down with yours, you're coming down. Now you're trying to flatten it. The problem is it's just a little bit too late. Yeah, it's just a little bit too late. Then you come down and that path is a little left here. Okay. But really good body rotation, good extension with the arms, great finish here. That's a pro finish. Good job. But if you watch mine, you're going to see my path is a little bit more in to out, a little bit more down the target line here. And my golf ball will start a little right of the target. Okay. So a lot of good here, but unfortunately, that little over the top move is causing those pulls. And that's why I like to video your first couple of swings, because your swing falls really tend to come out in the first couple golf swings.
That was it.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not that you can still swing the club left, have a little open face and play a fade and be a great golfer. I'm not here to say you can't, but if you want to get that draw, we got to get that path to be a little bit more inside out. But all in all, there's a lot of good here in the swing itself.
That's
I mean,
good
you're
to
not
hear.
far off. You're not far off at all. But it's what now. the other thing about this is that steepening of the shaft. You can get away with it with short clubs, but as the club gets longer, it
wedges
comes
are
out
good.
more.
The short game's pretty good, but the 4-iron,
Correct.
the woods.
So when you think about it, right, as the club gets longer, does the shaft get flatter or steeper as the club gets longer?
Flatter.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
So the worst thing you can do with a flatter club is
make it steep.
Make it steep. So
that makes so much sense.
So that's why, like I said, those longer clubs you'll tend to struggle a little bit more with.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a couple drills we're going to do to show you and help you generate that feel for yourself, to get the feeling of, you know, once again, getting that club a little bit more flatter, getting that path a little bit more into out. And like I said, it really is based upon ball flight, because that's the only thing you can go off of in your golf swing is the ball flight itself. So your goal is to not see any shots start left of the target.
Mm-hmm.
That's your goal. Let's go work on it and give you some good drills to work on. All right?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's do this. Let's set up like you're going to hit it.
Okay.
Now, this is the first drill you can do. Now, why do you think I'm putting this here?
Definitely so I don't come over the top.
Yeah, you're going to have to come from the inside. If you don't, you're going to have golf balls everywhere. All right?
Oh,
now, what we have to watch with you is making sure you don't get the club stuck on the way back inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one big goals with this. So with this drill, when you set up, you want to give yourself give or take, let's say 5 or 6 inches where that sticks off of you. All right, don't get it too close. Now, I'm going to be nice to you right now, but as we go on, I'm not going to be as nice. I'm going to keep moving it. Now, for you on the way down, we got to make sure your goal is once again, do not hit this stick. So we're trying to keep that feel of keeping your back to the target a little bit longer on that transition. Let those hands drop. The other thing we're going to do is just shorten up the swing. Let's think about 3/4 swing.
Okay.
Now let's do some practice swings, get that feel, just to show you how this changes it. Good, do that again. Now the other thing you want to do is when you're doing practice swings, make sure we try to get that good brush with the ground, okay? Because that tells us that we're making it a consistent swing every time, okay?
Gotcha.
Also too, that'll show us that the club's not going too much inside. So if you get the club to get too flat, it's harder to get it back down to the ground because it's more like a baseball swing.
That makes sense.
All right?
My other miss is a thin.
Yeah, and that's just the flatness of the shaft. As you take it back, it's just too flat, so it can't get down to the ground.
Gotcha.
There you go. Good. Let's do that again. Good. That's the sound we want to hear every single time. Now, the other thing you can start to notice also when you're trying to work on your path is watch the club down here, right? Which way do you want to see that club going? Do you want to see it go that way?
No.
No, we want to see that club going a little bit more into out. That's what we're trying to accomplish. So do another practice swing. Now, since I have that sticker on there, it's a little easier to see. But if you don't have that white sticker on, it gets a little harder to see the path, but you can see it. You just got to be more conscious of it. So try it again. Let's see. Let's do a full swing and see if you can see that path as you're swinging down. There you go. That was straight.
Felt different, yeah.
Yeah, that was straight. Good. Because you
Definitely
know I'm watching. I'm right here. I ain't going to let you swing it left. Yeah, good, good. Yep, this is a good path. Good. And for everybody watching, just so we know this, all right, you know, that's pretty good contact right there. That's all in the center. But it just goes to show, just because you hit it in the center doesn't mean the ball is going to go straight.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, do one more practice and we're going to put it on film just so we can see the difference. Good, one more. Good. So for everybody at home, come on back here. Let's take a look at this real quick. All right, setup's good here. We're going to draw the line here. All right, a little closer. Good.
That's a couple degrees. Yeah,
yep.
That's
different.
And
like I said, we just got to keep working on it,
Yeah.
right? And it feels different. It's definitely going to feel different because it's something you haven't done before. And then I'm going to show you one more drill you can do to help get that feel for this. All right, making sure that the path is a little bit more in to out. And I try to give everybody drills where you can use stuff in your golf bag. But for everybody at home, as you see, he's definitely got the alignment stick on the ground. That's his, which always have that alignment stick. Go to Lowe's, Home Depot. They're $3. Pick one up. But get yourself 2 of these or 3 of these, because you can do a lot of drills with them. And alignment's a big thing in golf. So we want to make sure whenever you practice that you do have an alignment stick on the ground. Not only does it help you align up to your target, but it also helps to see if you're swinging that club on a straight path to make sure it's not going too much to the left or too much in the out. I don't see too much in and out very often, but I tend to see it every once in a while. All right, now let's show you the other drill you can do to get better at this. So go ahead and set up like you're going to hit it. Now all I'm doing here is I'm putting the stick right off the ball of your foot, all right, in front of you. Now, would you be in agreement that you should not hit this stick as you swing through?
Should not, no.
Okay, well, here we go. Anybody want to take a $5 bet right now to see if he doesn't hit that stick? All right, let's see it.
Same thing?
Yep.
There it is.
So the reason I do this is because, look, your through swing is a product of what you're doing on the downswing, okay? So if my hands go out here, my path becomes left. Once my path becomes left, I'm going to hit this
I've never
stick.
seen this drill. This is awesome.
Okay?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is let me show you real quick. And for everybody at home, as you saw, he hit that stick, all right? First swing, by the way. All right, now, for me, ready? I'm just going to do it nice and slow. But watch, when I swing this club, I don't come anywhere near that stick. So that path is into out. Okay? So remember, this is a product of what you're doing on the downswing.
Gotcha.
All right? So if you hit this stick, you know the hands are still going out. But in all reality, I can get my path to be out here. I'm not even close to that stick. And believe it or not, I've seen people throw this stick across the range too when they hit it. So it's not that bad. You just lightly nicked it.
Yeah.
But it's just something where you can actually hit golf balls this way. And it's just giving you instant feedback. That's what I like to see, is that instant feedback, so you know. Let's try it again. See how many swings it takes him not to hit the stick. I'm going to say 3.
Oh, that's like right there.
There we go. Good, really good. Nice, nice. Good. That's okay.
I'm falling on that one.
Now, for everybody at home, you can see that he slowed down the swing. That's the other aspect of this that I like to incorporate when you're changing something. Slow it down. Usually when you go 4-bore at it, it's hard to get that feel. So in order to generate the feel, you want to slow the swing down just a tad to help the body get comfortable with the motion itself. All right, now the question is, can he hit one and not hit the stick?
How much are we putting on that?
We might have to put 20 on this one.
Oh, I hit it.
You just nicked it, but here's the thing.
Look,
did the ball go left
No.
to the target? No, it did not. Okay, and that just goes to show it's reiterating the fact that if I change the path of the club, the initial direction for you is going to change. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much good you do in your golf swing, but it's that transition at the top that you just got to get better at.
That's the best start line I've had all year.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Like I said, you have a great golf swing. It's not going to take much. It's going to take practice. Now, remember, and this is for everybody at home, just because you're doing this doesn't mean your old swing is not going to die without a fight, okay? It wants to come out because it's what you're used to. So you got to really ingrain it. And I love the fact there that you did slow it down. And that's what you're just going to have to do a little bit to get that feel for yourself. Yeah, that was good, though. Didn't start left.
Let's try another.
Step one.
Step one.
And then let's talk about one last thing that you told me, is your shots tend to be a little bit on the heel, right?
Yeah.
Why would your shots tend to be on the heel a little
Probably coming back to that hands out
there you
issue.
Go. Yes. Once the hands go out,
I'm closer.
Yes. The hosel of the club is going to get closer to the ball. So if you ever feel yourself hitting it off the heel of the club, you know the hands are working away from your body a little bit. I think it was either Arnold Palmer or Jack Nicklaus said you could never get your hands too close to your body.
Yeah.
You know, in golf, you never want your hands going away from your body.
I've heard, the feel of dropping them into your right pocket.
Yeah. Yep.
Would that maybe be a good?
Yeah. It depends. It depends on the player. But yes, somebody who severely comes over the top, that's the feel you're gonna need to have. But once you get to the top, you're trying to keep that right elbow as close to the side as possible. And you know, there's hundreds of feels you could have. Our goal right now is help you generate whatever feel you need, because everybody's a little bit different. I got to cater to those individualities.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, but good one. That's a good one. Yeah, good setup. Beautiful.
Oh, that one did it.
Perfect. Right on the target line. No lefty. He'd be putting for birdie. Good swing.
I'll take it.
And he didn't hit the stick.
No stick.
Still there.
So for amateurs you help, I imagine you're going to say they just don't go slow enough, but when making swing changes, how do you think people struggle to do so?
You know, my students tend not to, because I beat it into them, right? No. I'll tell you this, though. You know, and I understand why my teacher did this when I was young. So when I used to take a golf lesson, my teacher was Eric McLuhan. He's a great, awesome teacher. He taught me some of the best mechanics you can understand in the game itself. And he's at Applecross now. He does a great job with juniors. But I would go into a golf lesson. I'd hit 3 shots. And then we'd sit there and do practice swings the rest of the time. And I hated it. But now I know why he wanted you to do it, to make sure he forced that motion into the system.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the problem is when people start hitting golf balls, they go back to what's natural. And they don't really do the practice swings between each shot. So what I tell my students is this: I want 2 practice swings between each golf ball. All right, making sure you're getting that good brush to the ground, make sure you're ingraining it. It's just something where you got to put the time into the practice also. You got to realize you're changing the motion right now. So in order the body to get, you know, comfortable with the motion, it's a lot of practice swings. It's a lot of feel. Yeah. A great question. Still, it's on your target line. And like I told you before, this doesn't have to be perfect. We're just toning it down. We're toning it down so the path isn't as far left. Can you still hit good shots with the path being slightly left? Most certainly you can. 100%.
I would take that any day.
Yeah, it's just one where, like I said, we're just trying.
So was the face just open on that for that to?
There you go. Yes,
it has to be open.
Because remember, there's 3 different ways to hit it straight in golf. 3 different ways. The ideal way is to swing straight with a square face. But I also can swing slightly left with an open face and still hit it straight.
Yeah.
Or I can swing out to the right with a slightly closed face and still hit it straight. The only thing about the latter 2, you're going to have certain type of misses with it, right? So if I'm a player that swings left with an open face, I'm either going to get a pull or I'm going to get cut shots.
Yeah.
If I'm a player that swings out to the right with a closed face, I'm either going to get a push or a hook. There's no right or wrong here. It's just, once again, what's most consistent. All we're trying to do with you is, since you have pretty good face control right now, we're not seeing a bunch of turn in the shot. We're really working on that path of the club right now, because your face control is pretty good. But there's no perfect way. You know, all we're trying to do is tone it down to where there's not a lot of face movement and the path isn't severely over the top.
So if I was trying to hit a fade here, would it be acceptable to nick this 100%?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you want to hit a fade, right, that ball has to start left and come back. If you want the ball to start left, the path has to be a little bit left, right, to hit that fade. So yeah, very good question though. Very, very good question. And I love questions. Yeah. I think that's the other aspect, that when I'm giving lessons, people don't ask as many questions as I like them to. You know, they feel like, oh, this might be a stupid question. No question's a stupid question in golf. Yeah.
I love that.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. So that was a Healy shot. You see how much he hit the stick. So that means the hands went out,
came
right?
really out.
So remember I told you about that old swing's going to come out, and it's not going to die without a fight.
I tried to step on that one.
There you go. And that's what you got to understand is when you step on it, the first thing you're going to lead with is your.
So maybe slow it down a touch.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. No left.
No left.
Step 1.
Wow.
Good. Great swing. Great swing. Awesome.
Yeah, that felt great. I mean, I'm still nicking this a
okay.
touch.
Yeah, it's like I said.
Not the end of the
world. As long
world.
as you're not hitting this thing out.
Yeah.
we're in that sweet spot. And as we talked about, doesn't need to be perfect.
No,
nothing needs to be perfect here. This is a game of misses. So as long as we're toning it down, that's you're seeing.
I would take that all day.
As you should. If you don't, go pick up tennis because you're looking for perfection. That's not going to happen in golf. You know, and that's my other aspect is, you know, making our expectations, you know, reasonable also. Like, I get it. We hit that perfect shot and you think, oh man, I should be able to do this every time. It's not going to happen. Yeah. I wish this was that game. This is not that game.
That's a tough ego to get over.
It is.
You know, it took me a couple years to even like, okay, well, you know, let's swallow some pride here.
Yeah. This game will humble us all.
Oh yeah.
It will humble us all. But, you know, that's the enjoyment of it. It's something where, you know, that's what makes us keep coming back is that great shot. You know, and it's something where over time, you know, those misses will get better and better if we put in the time. And that's the other aspect of this is I wish more people would do is put a little bit more practice time. And I know it's hard to do it, but if we can put a little bit more practice time, you'll start to see the results. But let's practice the right way, not just come out and beat golf balls. It's so many times I see people come out, they don't practice to a target, and now they're just worried about the contact. Well, contact's important, but it's half the battle in golf. The other half of the battle in golf is getting the ball to go straight. So that's why it's very important you always practice to a target. Very, very important. So to have a little review right now, right? Let's go over this. So as we talked about, setup, posture is really good. You could use a little bit more tilted address. Watch your ball placement. Make sure it's not too far back, okay? Because now that you're swinging in and out, you know, that ball placement becomes a little bit more important. Also, too, if you want that draw, that ball can't be as far back in your stance as it is, okay?
Gotcha.
Now, I think you still need to work on your takeaway. Don't get the club too inside. As I said, you know, a little inside, still okay. But it really comes down to the top of your backswing. Once we get up here, we got to make sure that the first thing we're doing is letting those hands drop, right? Don't lead with those shoulders. And in short, for that to happen, if we can get that swing to where, once again, we're not going so far back, I think that'll really help in getting that feel, dropping the club in the slot. And now you have two drills you can add to your repertoire, which is...
This is a really good... I really like this. When you're right away, I noticed, like, okay, I'm really... You can't be over here. You
can't be over there. And then, also, too, you know, you have that where you can put the stick in the basket, have that 45-degree angle. But for instant feedback, this is the one that, you know, I think works best for you. You know? Now, the next question, you know, I have is, when I finish my lessons, is what questions do you have for me?
Oh, it's great. I guess with the one-piece takeaway, any thoughts on, like, you know, a feeling you use for that? Or
you know, once again, we're going to use what you got on your golf bag, okay? So this is what we call the bra method. And for us men, we don't really know what this feels like, okay? All right, so what you're going to do here is just put the towel on your arms. And these are just for short swings. It's just for takeaway. You cannot take the club all the way back. But in doing so, when I do this, it just becomes more of a one-piece takeaway. Everything's working together. Instead, what you tend to do is this, and if I do that, that towel's going to come out just a little bit.
That's why I've been doing some club head covers under the arms.
Correct, yeah, or your glove. Really put a glove under there.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, it's just, and this is good for chipping also. This also helps for chipping to make sure everything's staying together as one piece. And when you're doing that type of shot, it's really get the club to go parallel to the ground, club parallel to the ground, no farther than that. But that way, it gets you that feel of keeping everything working together, especially when you take the club back.
So I also wanted to ask you, here in Newcastle County, I'm sure you work with a lot of locals. What's the most common problems you're seeing nowadays with recreational golfers here in Newcastle County specifically?
Yeah, so I think most golfers, most lessons I teach is still the over-the-top move. That's what most, I would say 85% of golfers do.
And similar to me with the shoulders just going.
That's one thing you want to lead to. The hard thing about golf is it's not a natural motion, right? I mean, think about it. In life, how often are you standing like this? Never. And then you're making a motion out of that. And when you tend to pull it, like I said, people think they're getting more out of it. They are using their shoulders more. You can get a little distance out of it, but the problem is the inconsistency in the contact and the flight of the golf ball. But as I, you know, do these lessons, that's the one thing that we do fight is the over-the-top move and the open club face. I would say still a lot of people tend to slice the golf ball, so we got to teach them to turn that face over and turn them how to release it. But that's the biggest thing I see in especially Newcastle.
So really,
County.
these 2 drills would be great
They
for
would,
people to
yeah.
try out and use themselves.
Yeah, and the other thing to this is just making sure. What I see, the reason for the over the top move is people have an open club face, right? So if you have an open club face, you got to swing left to compensate for that face. So what I see is, like I said, people roll the club face open on the way back. Once they roll it open, they have to come over the top and swing left to compensate for the face. But that's the 2 things that we are always going to look at is face and path, because those control the golf ball. So once you understand what causes the different flights, you can start to understand what you did in your golf swing to cause that ball flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm incredibly grateful I got a chance to come out here and
pleasure,
see it today.
man.
I feel like this made a huge difference already, and I can't wait to practice some of it.
Well, now we're going to have to get out and play some.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. So if somebody wants to come out and have a lesson with you, where can they find you? What can they do?
You can actually just call the pro shop. My book's in the shop here. You can look online that has my bio and all the different rates and everything. The phone number here is 302-368-6640, extension 3, and ask for Mike, and they'll put you in my book.
Sweet. And we'll have a link on this video, too, for you to check them out. I really highly recommend it. One of the best lessons I've ever had, so I'm really looking forward to working on some of this stuff. So thanks again, Mike.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Thank you.
dude.